Hi everyone, I'm retired meteorologist Pat Prokop, and today is Thursday, the last day of November, and that's one of the favorite days of the year around here because at midnight tonight, it's the official end of the hurricane season. Yay! And there's nothing out there to worry about as far as tropical weather is concerned. But however, I am looking at another area of weather that is more rain than anything coming out of the northern Gulf of Mexico, and it'll be moving into our direction. Also, we had a cold wave the last couple of nights, as you may recall. We got down into the mid to upper 20s across many locations. Even on the islands, it dropped down into the lower 30s. Everybody saw some frost. I had my garden covered up, and I'm going to go look at the garden a little bit later on. But first, let's talk about this weather system as we see the satellite imagery right now. And here it is. There you can see clouds and rain developing. These are some thunderstorms over here in the eastern portions of Texas into Arkansas, Louisiana. And looking at the lightning detection from the GOES weather satellite, you see that some of these are producing lightning strikes as well. So we do have some thunderstorms across eastern portions of Texas and moving toward the western portions of Louisiana into southwest portions of Arkansas. What about the continuation of the radar summaries across the area? Not much going on right now across here, but that'll be changing throughout the day tomorrow, and particularly on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday is the big bridge run for the Savannah River Bridge run, and well, it's going to be mild, but it might be on the wet side, but the rain might hold off. So let's take a look a little bit later about that, but nothing going on around here. But I added a floating radar on my website, savannahpat.name, and over here is the floating radar. For this day, it's on Fort Polk, Louisiana, near Alexandria, Louisiana, out of Lake Charles, Louisiana. And there you can see the thunderstorms that are developed across the northern portions of the Gulf of Mexico into eastern Texas and into southwestern portions of Louisiana. And that's going to be moving in eastward toward our area. Let's take a look at the Storm Prediction Center. And there, across that region this afternoon into Saturday or Thursday evening, there's a slight chance for severe weather across that region with the thunderstorms. What about day number 2? That'll be on Friday. That system advances eastward and weakens a little bit, but still a marginal chance for some strong to severe thunderstorms across the eastern portions of the Louisiana area into southern Mississippi and Alabama, and some general thunderstorm activity possible in western and central Georgia. And then as we go into day 3, this is Saturday now, there we have a chance for some thunderstorms across just about all of Georgia and most of South Carolina and northern portions of Florida. There's a marginal risk for some severe thunderstorms over the southwest portions of Georgia into southern portions of Alabama, into the panhandle, western panhandle of Florida. Now, rainfall totals is going to be rather wet. There's a marginal chance of 3 inches of rainfall in a 1 hour time period across portions of Arkansas into portions of Louisiana. That's for the remainder of Thursday. What about looking at the conditions for Friday? Again, a marginal risk for some heavier rains across the southern portions of Mississippi, Alabama, and into southwestern Georgia. What about day 3? This is Saturday, and there we have Saturday. Let's bring up Saturday. There it is. And it advances eastward into Georgia. This moisture plume is going to be rather juicy, and it's going to produce quite a bit of rain, particularly across central and northern Georgia and central and northern South Carolina. Coastal areas of Georgia and southern South Carolina, it's going to be wet, but not quite as wet as some of these other locations. Let's take a look at the precipitation forecast. And here we go, looking into the models, and let's advance it in time. So you can see the rain totals will be advancing eastward as we go into the region. Here we are at, what time is this right here? This is for Saturday evening, and then going into the next day on Sunday morning. On Sunday afternoon, we can see the rains have moved eastward, and with the heaviest rain across the central and southern central and west central Georgia into central and southern Alabama. There you can see 2.5 inches to 2 1/3 inches of rain, even into the Macon area, about 2.5 or 2 1/3 inches of rain. In the Savannah area, just to the west of Interstate 95, about an inch in the Fort Stewart complex, a little bit more up to the north into the Statesboro area. However, in the greater Savannah area, only less than an inch of rain perhaps possible, according to this model right here. However, there's another system that is worth watching. It doesn't affect us right yet, but over here in the northwest portion of the country, this is going to be a major storm eventually moving across the center in the eastern portion of the country for next week. But this weekend, look what it's going to do to the Pacific Northwest. It's going to be dumping a boatload of rain across Oregon and into the Washington state area and into portions of Idaho. There you can see some extremely heavy rain. Look at these rain totals, 16 inches forecast for western portions of the state of Washington into the Cascades and over into the Olympia Mountains, 9, 10, 11 inches of rain going down along the entire coast of Oregon. Most of Oregon will be seeing a good 6 to 12 inches of rain with that system. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this system because eventually it's going to be moving eastward into the center portion of the country and then moving east toward the Great Lakes and the northeast portion of the United States by the middle and end of next week. Could be affecting our weather along about Wednesday and Thursday, perhaps, of next week. We'll keep an eye on that for you. But right now, let's look at the conditions for right across our area. And it's going to be, well, we saw the clouds increasing today. It's going to be a mostly cloudy day on Friday. Saturday, could see some thunder, hear some thunder, and see some lightning with the rain system moving in. However, it might hold off for the Savannah Bridge run. So let's take a look at that real quickly. And then we're going to go out and take a look at the garden. Let's bring it down to the models over here from Tropical Tidbits, a great website. And let's bring it into the southeast United States, right over here. And let's go with the North America model. I think this is updated now. Yes, it is. And let's put this into motion as we go into Friday and Saturday. There's Friday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We got some scattered showers across portions of the coastal areas. Most of the coastal areas just under cloud cover and mild temperatures in the 70s. And then go into Saturday. Look, you can see most of the rain and moisture is remaining in the center and northern portions of Georgia and a good portion of South Carolina. But this is at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock on Saturday morning. Here we get 10 o'clock on Saturday morning right here. And just some light shower activity possible in the greater Savannah area. It looks like the Savannah Bridge area is under non-weather conditions for that time. Let's go to the next hour in advance. So yeah, the rain might hold off for the bridge run. So if you're part of that bridge run or the walking across the bridge even, it looks like it's going to be a mild cloudy day. So it looks like it might be on the dry side too. Even though rain is on the forecast, it might hold off. So that's some good news right there. Well, the cold air did not hold off, so let's take a look at the garden from the Heavenly Backyard Garden. And I did cover up the plants with my forecast lows in the upper 20s and lower 30s. Here in the Heavenly Backyard Garden, I bottomed out at 29.7 degrees on Wednesday morning. And lots of frost. As you can see, I had the plants covered up and the sheets were covered with frost. I did wash the frost off the broccoli plants and the cauliflower plants, and they seem to be doing okay. And I did cover up the zinnias, and let's see how they did as well, along with the tomato plants. I had them covered. And I also covered up the broccoli and the other cauliflower plants and some cherry tomatoes that I'm growing in this garden here. So let's take the covers off and take a look. And there was a little bit of damage where the top of the covers were touching the vegetation. They burned there, particularly on the tomato plants. They got a bit of a burn there. The broccoli and cauliflower and cabbage, it didn't faze them much. I had a little problem with the cauliflower on this garden here, where I did not cover them up, because usually these cold weather plant, cold, C-O-L-E, not cold, cold, C-O-L-E, those are broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts and so forth, and kale. Those are all cold flower or plants, and they can handle colder air. And as you can see, not much damage associated. A couple leaves did burn a little bit, but the plants survived and they'll continue growing. The broccoli, yeah, I'm ready to start harvesting the broccoli here. I'm going to start cutting on Saturday. I'm going to have broccoli for dinner on Saturday evening, right fresh from the Heavenly Backyard Garden. The tomatoes, they're getting riper, and still got about at least 3 weeks to go. But as I'm going to show you in a minute, the forecast for the next 6 weeks looks pretty good for gardening, well, close anyway. And let's take a look at those zinnias. The zinnias that I covered up, they're fine. They came out of the freeze very well. Above the cover, 29.7 degrees. That's below freezing. But where I didn't cover them up here, they got bit hard. In fact, they're dead. So the freeze did get those, but the ones I covered up with the sheets, they did fine. So that's that. Let's take a look now at the extended outlook for the next 6 weeks, my 6-week outlook, and there it is right here. As well, let's look at our forecast first of all for the weekend. Look at these temperatures: 73 degrees on Saturday and Sunday, 70 on Monday. Cooling off a little bit, but not cold on Tuesday and Wednesday. Really nice weather coming in for Wednesday. Then after that, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the next weather system that I'll show you out in the Oregon and Washington area will start affecting our weather by then. Now, for those who do have the winter gardens like I do here, and I know people over in the Waycross area, Dan Good, for example, has a winter garden going. Temperatures are going to be around normal for the following week. Normal high is 60s, middle 60s, normal lows in the middle 40s for the beginning portion of the middle part of December, slightly below normal, but I think it's going to remain above freezing. Back to the mid portion of December, back to normal. Normal high then is 64 and 43 for the low. So that should be good. And as a matter of fact, these cold weather plants, the cold weather plants do like the cooler temperatures, but not freezing, but they can tolerate it. And then going into the week of Christmas, 20th and 26th, it's about normal, 63 degrees for the high, 42. This is the average over the entire week. Rainfall slightly above normal. Then for the last week in December, going into the very first couple of days of 2024, slightly below normal, but then again, normal high is 62 around here for this time of the year, and 41 is the normal low. And then if we look ahead for the first big full week of the year 2024, slightly below normal temperatures and slightly above precipitation in the conditions for early January. As a matter of fact, for the entire winter, I'm expecting about that, slightly below normal temperatures and above normal precipitation. Now, when you say slightly below normal temperatures, that's mostly confined because of cloud cover and the rains that are expected to come from the El Nino effect that will be across the area throughout the winter months. And the highs will be lower because of cloud cover, but the overnight lows will be warmer. So if you're expecting snow, I wouldn't hold my breath. I certainly would not hold my breath for any chance for snow, but I can't rule it out. But right now it looks like it's going to be a cool, wet January and February across our region. So with that being said, if you're going to be out running the bridge run, have a lot of fun this weekend. It's going to be mild. At least it won't be cold, but it might be on the wet side. If it does rain a little bit, be careful going down the bridge because it gets slippery. I've run that thing several times in the past, and it could get a little slippery as you're going downhill, particularly with that gravity assist. Usually gravity is your friend, but here gravity might hurt you a little bit as you're going down, particularly if the road is wet. So be careful with that. Well, with that being said, I hope you enjoy the weekend and the mild temperatures that are moving in across the area. I'll be posting some more videos coming up shortly about what's up in the sky. A lot of features coming up in the December sky and the January skies in my Heavenly Backyard Astronomy. I'll have some of that on this page as well. Thanks for watching, and see you later.